this episode was pretty good. Y'all, this is Christy T, and I'm back with the recap of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Season 11, Episode 24. And child, this episode was jam-packed. I don't even know where to start. It was so good. So let me start from the beginning. The episode opens up with Sierra. She wants Rennie to make up with Erica Banks. Mind you, Rennie made it clear she wasn't ready to make amends with Erica Banks. But of course, Sierra tries to force her to do it. And I hate that. I hate when people try to force you to do something you're not ready for. Okay, Rennie says she wasn't ready for it. And when you force someone too soon to reconcile with someone, the results are short-lived. And chances are they'll end up having an altercation or a physical confrontation again. Why? Because they wasn't ready to make up in the first place. So Rennie tells her for the fourth time she's not ready to have a conversation with Erica Banks, but she'll consider it. And is Sierra and Bambi friends yet? I'm just asking. Water your own grass, Sierra. So Karli is planning a singles mixer at her restaurant, and she invites Bambi, and she tells Bambi that Kai tried to play her. He's still talking to other women, and she wants to get back at him by what? Having a one-night stand with one of the guys at the mixer. Now, if this was a real storyline, this would be a dangerous game Karli is playing. Because playing games like this, you'll end up on Fox News, you'll end up unalived, or even battered somewhere. Because men they want you to accept them cheating, but can't accept being cheated on. So Karli, number one, you're too old to be playing games like this. All you have to do is tell him it's over, cut him off, and move on. Because cheating on him, what is that going to solve? Absolutely nothing. Leave him and find you somebody better. Why? Because you deserve it. All right. So meanwhile, Erica Banks and Yandy, they meet up, and Erica Banks shares with Yandy that she has worked things out with her record label 1501. And she wants Yandy advice on whether she should have a sit down with Renie or not. If you have to question someone whether or not y'all should have a sit down, then you're not ready. But anyway, Yandy said they should get together and squash their beef. They don't have to be best friends, but try to get along. And that's all fine and dandy if both ladies want to move forward, okay, and want to make amends. Now, mind you, Rennie and Erica, they've never been friends. So during a sit down that was intended to clear the air, they got into a heated argument and Rennie threw a drink in Erica's face. Honey, Erica was drenched from head to toe, okay? This occurred, okay? This happened during a sit down with them trying to make amends. So it didn't work that time. So the decision to whether or not to meet should be mutual between both of them. And they are not ready. So on the other side of town is Amy and Bambi. Amy confides in Bambi about her current situation with Mazi and his recently discovered 7-year-old daughter. And once again, her family doesn't even know yet. But she tells Bambi. All right. So anyway, Amy says she's frustrated with Mazi because he spends his time lounging on the couch rather than attending to his business ventures. Meanwhile, Amy, on the other hand, is always booked and busy. So Bambi advises Amy to maintain her sense of self within her relationship with Mazi because, like herself, Bambi says she had lost herself in her marriage with Scrappy. And Bambi is concerned that Amy might compromise her own values and her independence because of her relationship with Mazi, and that it can lead to Amy not living her life to the fullest. And what I've noticed is that Amy seems to be wavering back and forth whether or not to be with Mazi. And to me, it's like she wants to be with him, not because she desires to be with him, but I think she feels obligated because they've been together on and off for 6 years. They have a YouTube channel together, so they're not new. They had a YouTube channel, so they've been known way before Love and Hip Hop. And one minute, Amy is saying that she's seeing these positive changes in Mazi, and then in the next minute, she said she's not seeing any changes. So I'm really confused. Why did she get back with him in the first place? So now we get to Karli's mixer, and Bambi found her a prospect. He was handsome, He had a beard, dark, tall. And Bambi was asking him these crazy questions. Do you have a mother? So she had a checklist, and she's crossing off giving him a check for the positive things. And once he said he had a mother, she crossed him off. Girl, and they continue to flirt with each other. As far as the looks, he's a perfect match for her. But anything beyond that, I wouldn't know because they didn't really talk about nothing. We didn't learn anything about him. But Jessica White was there, and she was doing entirely too much. She obviously had so much to drink. She was being very disrespectful, very loud. She was all in Bambi's date face, cursing and all that stuff. She was doing team too much. I was embarrassed for her. I was getting that secondhand embarrassment because she looked so stupid. So Karli finds her a match, and she said Kai ain't the only one that's going to have friends on speed dial. So if he's seeing other people, then it's only fair for Karli to see other men because he's seeing other women. I do think they both need to have a conversation and put it out on the table. Listen, let's see other people. So the next day they go on a double date with Bambi and her match. And then Karli and her match. I think his name is Summer. So in the middle of her date, Kai decides to call, and he's asking her where the hell she at. He said, I've been calling your phone all day and you ain't answered. So where the hell are you at? And then he said if she doesn't tell him, he gonna pull up. Mind you, Karli is at Summer's house, which is her date. So she tells Kai that she's with her friend. Okay. So he tells her he wants proof. He wants proof that she's with a friend and not with another man. So he's steady asking Karli where she's at, but the whole time he already know because he pulls up. So he gets out the car, him and Karli fussing. Her date Summer hears the commotion, and he sees Karli running. So he gets up because he want to protect Karli. So Kai tells Summer, which is Karli's date, that this is my broad. That's what he said. This is my broad. Karli, get rid of this man. He has no respect for you. So Kai decided to bounce, and he tells Summer, you can have her. So Karli has the nerve to run after him. Karli, never run after a man that cheated on you and disrespected you. What are you thinking? So she follows him to the car, and Kai, he's in the car, right? And he has his windows down. Karli takes off her shoe. She takes off her shoe and attempts to hit him with it in the car, child. I can't. So he insults her date, Summer, and tells her he's wearing cheap jewelry. Summer, you might want to block Karli after this because this man stalked her and went to your crib. That's a red flag. And that's not a good impression for a first date, Karli. You got your man stalking you, showing up at your date's house, causing a commotion. So in the next scene, Yandy, Sierra, and Rennie, they meet up with the anticipation that Erica Banks will show up so the ladies can hash out their differences. Well, Erica Banks was a no-show. That's because neither girls were really ready to move forward. But hey, they were being pressured to do so. So her not showing up really triggered Rennie, and she got angry. But I think it worked out for the best because neither of them are ready to have a conversation. But Erica could have called them and let them know, hey, I decided not to come. But don't just not show up. This reminds me of a time my sister asked me to send her glasses on a particular day. I told this girl over and over I couldn't do it. But that did not stop her from asking. So finally I said, okay. So then she calls me upset that I didn't do it and asked me why did I lie? Well, because I was forced to. You wouldn't take no for an answer, so I was forced to lie. And I believe that may have been the same situation with Erica Banks. They kept pressuring her to meet with Renie when she wasn't ready. Meanwhile, Amy arrives at the gas station and she found Mazi outside where he had set up a display for his clothing brand. And this seemed to upset Amy. She believed that he should be selling his merchandise from within a store and not outside in front of one. So he tells Amy, listen, I'm doing the best that I can. And she said in her confessional that she is not seeing real change. So she once left Mazi due to his financial negligence. He had spent up all their money. And only to take him back and seeing that those same issues still persist inside the relationship. And the problem that Amy has with Mazi is that he hasn't caught up with her financially because she's the breadwinner. And truth be told, she's taking care of him. And Amy, at one point, she complains over the fact that she doesn't have her engagement ring anymore and she wants it back. But then in the next, she's contemplating a breakup. This may explains why he never returned the ring, because giving you that ring is a symbol of commitment. Why give it to someone who isn't certain about his place in your life? Because you want to break up with him every day and you have a right to do what's best for you. So Amy says she can't depend on Mazi the way he depends on her. And that can be very draining. That can be very draining with that weight on your shoulders from a man that you have to take care of. If you haven't been in a situation like that, you won't know what I'm talking about. And I think that if Amy continues to be in this relationship, she's going to resent him. Amy wants Mazi to be in a position where he can at least pay half the rent. Amy says she left Mazi a year ago, and during the breakup, she saw that Mazi had a billboard. He had his clothing store going. And at that point, she unblocked him and they got back together. This sounds like conditional love. Or am I reaching? I will love you if you can rise to my expectations. If you can't, I will discard you. This sounds like conditional love. So Mazi responded with her saying that she want him to at least pay half the rent. He said that he doesn't have the resources that she has because he's a street guy. You know, he deals this, that, and that. So Amy only wants half the rent. I don't think that's too much to ask. However, he said that they moved from the townhouse because of her success. They moved from the condo because of her success. And Mazi said he was never stable. But she acting like he was, but he never was stable. This has been her reality for 6 years. I do feel bad for Mazi because she moved him down here. Well, she moved him down to Atlanta. And he doesn't have the resources or the family or the connections that she does. He said this is new to him. You know, he's fresh out the streets. And I empathize with both sides. Mazi is doing his best. But unfortunately, it falls short of Amy's expectations. And I do believe that he really loves her. But they say love sometimes ain't always enough. I wish this couple the best. I hate this for them. I hope she finds her person, Amy, that meets her expectations. And I hope that he find his. Because true love is hard to find. And I'm just going to end it on that. Y'all, let me know what y'all think about this episode, especially with Mazi and Amy. Let me know. What advice would you give this couple? All right. So like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.